71, 72. I know you're not gonna believe this, but I was actually at 72, at 70 before I started the video. No, I wasn't. I'm just messing around. I'm gonna change the angle so you guys don't accidentally see my dick. Hold on. All right, so I wanted to use this to talk about A-Train. So I really like the direction of this character, but I also find it difficult to trust him at the same time. Now that last episode kind of broke that distrust, mainly because of that scene where he was genuinely proud of, oh my gosh, hold on, my arms are buckling a little too much, hold on. My arms, I'm too focused on that. Okay, so A-Train, it's hard to trust him because we see that he's being pushed towards wanting to leave anyway because it's getting too dangerous for him to be there. But also, this is right after he snitched and got Jesse killed in season 3, and that's what was so confusing. It's because I was trying to rationalize. I'm actually getting tired way too fucking fast. This is gonna be so fucking annoying, bro. I fucking hate this, and my arms are still buckling. Hold on. Let me do something right quick. Oh man. Oh, that feels so much better. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Let me get this leader right. Hold on, there's no way to frame this. Oh, look at that, why are they doing that? Okay, hold on. Maybe. Hold on, let me just focus on it. Okay, I'm just gonna assume I'm at like 7 or something. So, the thing about A-Train is that he's a character who, while being powerful, is still a victim of his circumstances, right? Holy shit. It's gonna be a lot more work than I thought. Fuck, that's so annoying, bro. Ugh. Okay, so I gotta do diamonds now. No, I gotta keep on my regimen. Oh, okay, hold on, let me. Oh my gosh. So with A-Train, we see him trying to become a better person, and we see him actually being proud of being a hero and not being the star. And that whole thing where A-Train is becoming a better person, we're seeing him try his best to do the right thing. And what's going on here is we're confused about where this moral consciousness is coming from, because before he could get away with pretty much anything, it would always be covered up. But now we see that the consequences have gotten too close for his comfort. But also he snitched on Jesse. I think that's really what's making it hard to trust him. Because here, the whole thing about A-Train is we're confused about whether or not, whether or not A-Train is actually trying to be a better person. I don't usually go into abs right after this. I'm supposed to do legs. Hold on. Okay. A-Train is hard to trust because we can't tell whether he's doing this because he really wants to be a good person or whether he's doing this because he wants to get out of danger. And so that scene where he's really proud to be a hero in the eyes of one person is indicative. It's actually really it's actually really it has some confusion. I have to say here, A-Train is also used to acting, and so in the state of trying to save himself, he could be acting to himself and selling that story to himself, which is an unfortunate thing to say, but I think this is ultimately what's going to lead to him dying. I didn't want to say that here, but ultimately I think it's going to lead to him dying because at this point, the story is too confusing to tell whether or not he's genuinely a good person or whether or not he's putting a lot of effort into survival. And so A-Train, this guy who we see getting better, doing better, all the signs of being at the end of his story, where he is changing too good, too fast, in too small a time. Now, if we're talking about real life, let's say you're surrounded by a bunch of fucked up people and you all out of nowhere grow a conscience and you decide to be a better person. Now, if you become a better person too fast and don't allow the environment to adjust to you, you're automatically in danger simply because the environment will see that as an effort to say that you're a better person than the environment to control it, and that's already a danger. Plus, it's like anything. You change the temperature too fast, some sort of reaction occurs. It's anything. And so A-Train's becoming too good a person too fast, which means something's about to explode. Obviously, it's leading towards his death. Like, we're getting to that point where every other character in the story, there's a conflict of personality that's keeping them alive. A-Train is getting too close to being a good person in too short a time, surrounded by people who themselves are not good. Say one thing that A-Train has done wrong this season. Say one thing A-Train has done wrong. He's gonna die. Everyone else has done something wrong. Even Huey fucking stole V and gave it to his dad, knowing that how dangerous that shit is. Every other character has done something wrong, but A-Train has been an angel this season. That nigga's about to die, okay? And I think that it's very, very indicative of, what the fuck all that. I think it's very, very indicative of, hold on, let me, okay, now I do this. I fucking hate this stuff. I hate doing these because my spine is so strong. Oh, okay. Oh, no, that's dangerous. Saying that just put me in danger. But if that also happens, that means I'm right about this. So self-awareness does work in that way. A-Train, the thing about forgiving A-Train. A-Train is seen throughout the entire series up till now, pretty much only caring about himself. But we also have seen this conflict with his desire to be a good person throughout the entire series. It seems to be what the whole series is about. A-Train has to kill his girlfriend to protect himself. He doesn't want to. He really loves her. But his own life is in danger. So here is where the confusion is. We see that in the humiliated man or good man, most of the humiliated, okay, so here's the ratio of humiliated, right? Here's the ratio of good man. So the humiliated good man complex for him is about right here. It's about right here. Most of this is humiliated, most of this is good. Now what's happening is this season we're seeing the good grow way too fast. And what that is it doesn't make sense to anybody around him. And so he's got less stable continuance in everyone else's perception. Meaning everybody else, as he becomes a better person out of nowhere, is finding a hard time expecting what he's gonna do next. And there's a general rule about that. If people can't see what you're gonna do next, they stop seeing you. And if they stop seeing you, you're more available to dying. This is why making social connections and having people expect to see you tomorrow is a really good strategy for surviving when you deep end. And deep ending is like whenever you go into a deep situation where the rules are all fucked up and everyone's fucking killing each other. Making friends with everyone and having them want to see you tomorrow is a good way to make sure that you've got some sort of connection with the environment that you can use in any sort of conflict. And so A-Train is getting to that point where he's too good a person. How do we expect to see him? How do we expect to see him anymore? Even Huey, right? Like, what's gonna happen if A-Train becomes a better person than Huey? What's gonna happen if A-Train is a better person than Huey? What's gonna happen? Huey doesn't want to live in that reality, and Huey's the one that we've been following the entire series. So A-Train's about to die. And even if I'm wrong, he's still about to die. Like, that's what's gonna happen, okay? So this is one of those things about whenever you're somebody who's trying to get better, one of the things that you deal with as you grow a moral conscience is that you fear never being forgiven. And so A-Train's death will mark that sort of culmination of lack of forgiveness, in a sense that it doesn't matter how good you try now, you're never going to be forgiven for what you've done, right? And that ends in his death. Like that's the whole metaphor here, is that he tries to change, he dies, and that death is supposed to represent like the ruthlessness of the lack of forgiveness that he's dealing with, right? And it's like somebody wants, okay, here's the thing. I'm in like a superposition here. I got like, I'm measuring a bunch of opinions about me here. But so before we knew the whole story, one of the accusations was that I'm not a good person. I'm just trying to be to survive. The only issue is I'm also a logical person, and logically, there is a measurable observation that the better a person you are, the better life treats you. That's just obvious. And also, this is also taken within the context that the whole story is not known. I've been accused of not being a good person, but rather just being somebody who knows how to look good so that no one can kill him. And the issue with that is, I'm genuinely a good person, and the opinion of that only occurs within a context in which nobody has everything fully figured out. Now, I've fully figured out everything at this point. And even the parts that I haven't figured out are just falling into place. And so the only story that I would have been accused of using this strategy, which is a strategy that I think I've seen be used by wicked men. Because remember, even the liars, even the thieves, look at Vought, right? Vought is constantly lying. Vought is constantly fucking staging and getting over people's heads. How do you think they're doing that if they're not keeping up with the logic of what's happening, despite the fact that they're lying? And so even liars, even completely bad men are still seeing the right thing most of the time. Like they're still seeing the right consequences and outsmarting them the whole time. And so A-Train is suspected of two things. We're happy to see him want to be a better person, but we're also suspecting that he saw his end in the 7 and wanted to make a change to get out of it. And so now, this sort of becoming a good person thing makes very little sense to anybody around him because it's detached by a logic that actually makes it make sense. Now, here's the things that justify it. His brother got harmed by a superhero, and that was like him losing a very important argument. That episode, those episodes, A-Train's worried about how it looks still. He's worried about how it looks. He even changes his costume, saying, look at me, I'm supporting everybody. I'm supporting everything. And the thing is, when it comes down to it, he doesn't really do anything about it. The Blue Hawk, right? He's just like, Blue Hawk's gonna get an apology, everyone wins. He's still just like pretty much doing politics. He's doing PR. He's not really concerned about the cause. And that cost his brother his ability to walk, which, by the way, probably affects A-Train because this whole series has been about his ability to run. And so in that sense, he kind of sees himself get attacked. And I think that's what steers him. I think that's what starts it. I think that's what makes him more concerned about actually being a hero rather than looking like one. And so in this season, even though he snitched on Jesse, now that's the only thing that fucks it up. That's the only thing that fucks it up. That's the only thing that fucks it up. It's the only thing that fucks it up. I don't know how to handle that. He snitched on Jesse, and now he's turning on him immediately in the next season. Like that right there is a contradiction that's kind of getting him killed. That right there is kind of fucking him over. It's just like, it's very possible that A-Train is like just outsmarting everything. But it seemed like that one in which he saves MM, and then the kid is like so like wow, right? It's like it gives us this sort of confirmation that he genuinely cares about being a good person. But also, if A-Train is trying to escape Vought, where else is he gonna go if not with MM in them? So that's like a real thing that needs to be kind of pointed out. Like that's a real accurate like measurement argument, right? And the whole point is, obviously I'm being accused of being this character. The issue with that is, even in the things that I've done as an adult to figure everything out, it's always ended with me still being a good person. Meaning everything that I was figuring out, everything that I was investigating, not only did I actually bring real results about what was happening, what was causing all these problems, I was also still revealed to be doing the right thing despite how it looked. And that is a valid thing, that is a fact. No matter how bad a person I looked like, whenever the dust was settled and everything was brought all together, I was still right, I was still doing the right thing. That's been a consistent fact. I don't like that you're trying to put this on my character. And the only way you can put it on my character is within the context where we haven't figured out as much as we have now. So I see what you're doing. You're pretty much, you want to get rid of me because I threaten your existence by being more intelligent. but you're trying to make it seem like me being intelligent means that I can't genuinely be a good person. And I'm telling you, if I wasn't genuinely a good person, you wouldn't be here. Because you're threatening my fucking existence. So, the stuff with A-Train, it's supposed to be this way. The stuff with A-Train is really interesting because I wonder how it will affect everyone seeing this kind of story fold out. Now, obviously, A-Train's gonna die. There's none of us can comprehend him and Huey getting along. So that's not gonna happen. A-Train obviously wants to get out of the heat of the seven, because that's getting way too dangerous. In fact, that explains Jesse. Oh, I can still keep doing push-ups. That explains Jesse. He needed to give something up before he lost his position, because in that stake, he stops being as important as the fucking Deep. He can get killed tomorrow. If the Deep has more say than him, he can die tomorrow. Because obviously Homelander still doesn't respect the Deep. And that is a valid measurement to make when you're in that situation. You get underneath in the tier list of hierarchy, you get underneath the Deep, you can get fucking killed tomorrow. You're replaceable. You're literally replaceable. The Deep is Homelander's bitch. No offense. So that could have just been a strategy at that time for making sure that he didn't get killed soon. Which means ultimately he still let somebody die. Like he still got somebody killed to save his own life. And that right there I think is one of the things getting him killed. I'm sorry. I think that's really what it is. So maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe he'll survive. Maybe there's a way out of this. But ultimately, that kind of illustrates something about life as we all comprehend it. Not as it is, but as we're all figuring it out. Is that he, in these conditions, it's impossible for him to make it to forgiveness without dying first, just because of how things are set up for him. Now, obviously, if he did it slower, if he took more time, if he gave people more logic to understand it, they could accept it faster, and they'd be able to position life around them to help him survive. But the way it is now, A-Train's going too fast. So the only way out of that is through death. I'm not done doing push-ups. I'm not done. I was supposed to do diamonds. Fuck. Okay, hold on. So that's why you're doing that. Okay? That means I'm acting hard, dude. Okay, so the story here. Okay, I'm figuring this shit out right now. The story here. I think I figured this out. I'm just more real than everybody. My actions are just harder than everyone else's. State of fluidity. Because you still have to be vague and not say what's happening. I don't. So I think I know what this is, but you want to keep believing that it's just you being ahead of me. But I think that my comprehension, my observation is what's making that past solid, especially now that we're headed towards a fight. That means that before a couple of days ago, you weren't doing that, but now you were. Before a couple of days ago, that wasn't the past, but now it is. That's what this shit is, dude. And that also means that the people who keep stapling this as a part of my life are purposely holding it to keep that a part of my character as they observe it, because they want that. So yeah. I don't know how to conclude A-Train's story. I don't know how to conclude like the whole point of A-Train, or not the point of A-Train, but like, I think it's like symbolic of this very painful process of forgiveness, which is ultimately whenever you've been a horrible person and you weren't trying to be, you were just stuck in your position, you were stuck in your situation. Hold on, I gotta keep my arms from buckling. You were just stuck in a situation. Ultimately, it means that you still have to go through the fuck. That's pissed me off. Ultimately, it means you still have to go through this phase of heartlessness, because even when it wasn't your fault, some of your actions were heartless to others, and you like letting your guard down so you can deal with the consequences of your actions, they're gonna be heartless. They're gonna kill you before they listen to you. That's a real thing. Whenever, even if it's not your fault, whenever you've been like let's say you're born into like this fucked up shit. You're born into this fucked up shit and you've already been doing it. It's one of those things about forgiveness that's actually fucking horrible, that even when it's not your fault and you start changing, the people who you hurt in the time that you were what you were, they'll still kill you. You'll still die. Before they ever forgive you, they'll still kill you. And I think that's what we're gonna see with A-Train. I'm doing it wrong, hold on. So yeah, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means for A-Train. Look, I see what that shit is. You're stopping me because you don't want me to fucking be stronger than you, but that's all this is now. We're just making arguments, and I'm more logical than you, and the only argument you got now is that I won't do it. That's the only argument you have. The only argument you have is that I won't put effort into it, that you'll put more effort than me, and now you're using age, and now you're using discipline, but I have more discipline than you. I have this. If we go forward, at this point, yeah, but that's what that is. You threaten to fucking make it sexual by saying that if I go forward, you're not who you are to me. You're just a body, you're just a stranger. And then you say, well, he said that we're not relating no more. And then he makes it sexual. I kill you. I fucking murder you, dude. And you run with the squad. I can take all of you out. So yeah, I think if there's a way to write A-Train's story so that people actually forgive him before he dies, it's gonna take some thinking and a lot of effort, and maybe like some mass education about what's going on here, because that's what this is. As I was saying, like with A-Train, he's already hurt so many people. And it's all about like accountability. Like he has to take accountability for what he's done, yada yada, to really understand right and wrong in the situation, right? That's what this is. You keep talking so you ain't actually doing nothing. Now I got you. No matter what, I have you. I need you to know that this ain't the same as it was before, because before I wanted us both to win. So it's difficult to say how to write a story in which somebody can be forgiven without going through the heartlessness of those who don't want to forgive them and at their perspective have the right to be that way. I forgot what other legs I can do. You can do lunges, not lunges, or squats. Yeah, but that one's dangerous. You can see my dick on that one. No, not if I do it this way. Oh. So, I guess to like try and summarize and put it all in one place. Bro, that's nothing but is. That's is. You're not saying why things are happening. You're just saying what's happening, and then you're saying something's gonna happen because something is happening. You can't justify what's happening. And I see what y'all do here. Y'all think that y'all can just take my arguments and use them against me, but you have to actually believe them to the point where you realize I'm not the one in the wrong. And y'all aren't doing that, so y'all still be illogical. And then you want to be like, yeah, I heard what you were saying, but I figured it out better than you. But that's just a fucking fantasy. Get out of here with that dumb shit. So, A-Train, a victim of his circumstances, threatened constantly, forced to fit in. Maybe started off a person who just wanted to be a hero, but once in the seven, Homelander can kill anybody. Even if you want to be a good person, it's hard to be a good person when Homelander can tear you in half. So, it's one of the things that victimizes him. But then there's the point at which, in order to feel the kind of power that Homelander has over him, that kind of an ability to not care anymore, because that's the only thing that makes him feel powerful compared to Homelander, or because of Homelander, he has been that sort of kind of ruthless to others and talked down to them, been a smart ass, been willing to be what Homelander is towards him, mainly because Homelander, it happening to him from Homelander sort of makes it fair in his psychology, but also because he has Homelander backing him and he's like that. So we follow this through. He's trying his hardest to like keep up his points, and then his brother ends up in a chair, and he has this like moral complex starting. But we see that at the start of his moral complex, he still gets someone killed just so he can survive the situation right now. And I think that's ultimately what gets him. Is even throughout this whole season, we see him concerned about his survival. And even there's this scene. What's her name? The CEO. I forgot the CEO's name. He like drags her into his situation after, to the point where he doesn't need to anymore. And that's something he keeps doing. That's like a thing that I've noticed about A-Train, is that he's always kind of willing to put others in danger so that he can survive. Because even after the situation with the CEO where they have dirt on each other, he still goes to her whenever he's no longer got power over her, just to drag her into the situation so that he can help him survive. And it's one of those things where they're both victims of the same situation. They probably didn't start out like that. Homelander probably made them like that, right? So it's just interesting to see how this kind of story goes, because it'll confuse people for sure. What do you do whenever a guy that's trying to do the right thing now still gets killed? Will you hold on to the idea that he's only trying to be a good person because he could see that he was going to get killed? Or you become afraid that trying to be a good person now, that it's too late, that you're still going to die, that you're still going to face all that heat, that no one cares if you're a victim, no one cares about any of that. And that right there, that shit corrupts minds. So I'm interested to see what's gonna happen. I'm really interested. I don't think he'll die though. I mean, like, how do I say this? I think he'll die for sure. But as far as like the being that is A-Train, who is being acted with the actor that acts out that character, I'm sorry, I don't know his name. I try to maintain that for the most part when I'm watching new shows. The actor that's like hosting the performance of the being that is A-Train within the idiosphere, right? A-Train will probably go on and end up living a way better life than any of us can comprehend with our level of psychology, which also means that everybody that's within my perception, everyone that's capable of perceiving me, is also sort of dealing with the same sort of humiliated good man complex, in that they all want to be good people. No, I'm out of that. Maybe I'm not out of it yet. I don't know. I'm saying it so well though, whatever. I think that our comprehension and the willingness to see all these negative things is keeping us from going wherever A-Train's gonna go as he tries to be a better person. So we'll be where we are if we can no longer see A-Train's story. So I think. But yeah. Yeah, but that's the only story you have. The only story you have is that I'm underestimating you, but that's what you're doing to me. I mean, we're both doing that to each other now. Whatever advantage you thought you had from that is canceled out. Now it's just about which one of us is right. That's all that matters here. Shit is so annoying, bro.